Right, hello. Just give me one moment to make sure this is correct because I haven't done direct streaming to YouTube before. Hopefully this is good. Looking like it is. Um, okay, that's good. My voice should be audible in case we need this. Is this audible? It does seem like it. Okay. Well, this is going to be the review for our second AJL game. Sorry it took me so long to get to it. I'll do my third right after this, unless this goes way too long. I'm going to try to keep this pretty brief.
You didn't recognize Twizzlers and
I should have
Stamp and all?
Okay, Diz and Odd on the hashes, Javion and I in the corners. What we knew about this team is that they're a new team to the league and that the PG is very pass heavy. You'll see as we go through these lock 3.4 a game, and the PG averages 14 assists a game. That's going to play a big role. I'm assuming I know how we fucked up largely here, but that's mostly going to be tactical. But this review is mostly going to be about the micro stuff. Yeah, that all seems fine. Cut off the corner. Diz is on a big. That's good. I'd like to see us be able to press this guy. I think that's going to be a big thing in future against this guy. Um, I know we ended up being really weak to back cuts. That's kind of a constant thing right now. As you can see, I'm playing quite high. I mean, my general, I prefer to play high because I want to be in help position onto the hash. Against these guys, maybe it's good to know that we're going to get frequently back cut. I'm pretty lucky to get a block here, but um, like I react, like I'm ready for it. I don't think it's like so outlandish. This is a good read in transition, and I actually don't mind this fade at all from Odd. This seems like reasonable. They played it really well in transition. Fuck, the YouTube rewind goes further back. Yeah, I don't think he has a very clear pass here. He might have a skip to the corner. If anything, I could see making this decision like slightly earlier. But I mean, it's a wide open shot, and I think he has the rating, and Odd's actually showing he can hit that, so I'm not worried. That was actually really pretty. Might have been an opportunity for a to like go up with this, and I think that like Odd being able to finish standing dunks is pretty important on his build. I know he's going to get it eventually. Um, this is pretty tight though. This would be a risky take regardless. So I don't mind running it out, and running it out to a midi is good. That all works. Yeah, again, I don't think we ever really get any press going in this game. I think that's fine. Obviously, we don't like. Ideally, we don't want two jumps, but someone got caught up on the screen here, so when that happens, I think it makes sense to jump. Obviously, we need to foul off of this, and that's mostly going to be on me. Yeah, I think he gets like another offensive board here on this as well. Yeah, just like willing to go all the way. To be fair, I mean, I think that's like an open dunk, but he goes for this instead. Really pass first. Oh. We do a good job on the Fifi there. This is pretty well timed. I don't even think our reaction is all that poor. I think Javion's correct to switch there, but it's a tough charge. That's a tough charge. I will say they're over 2 on cuts so far, and that's a corner drive that gets stopped. I know the whole game doesn't stay like that, but I did feel like I know the night before there was a series of games I wasn't in where the feeling was we were getting killed on backdoor cuts, and I feel like that bled into this game somewhat. Where I don't think we did amazingly on cuts, but I think we definitely stopped, a number of them at least. I don't know if that was the main problem. It was definitely a problem. Do a good job on this Fifi. We do a good job switching there. I think God just has to be confident that Javion's got this one here. So this jump is bad, but they ended up switching back, and then it's good. Um, yeah, and we got an offensive 3 seconds. So I mean, this is really good. Frankly, they got a bunch of offensive boards, but it feels like our defense is doing a good job so far. It's 2 minutes in the first quarter, though. We call it Fifi. We got a shot on it. It's good. It's pretty good. Let's see. So this drive happens. Yeah, I get what's happening here. So odd is like Javion feels like this is beat. Maybe, maybe not true. Really hard to say. But regardless, if Javion's full committing here, I think it's correct for Odd to commit here, because what happens too often to us is that we don't make this extra rotation, and they just dot the corner, and we just in this case we make the right decision. Like that's just really good. Like a lot of corner players aren't making this pass. This is out to a 27-footer, so this does trigger limitless. Like it isn't clear that this is a amazing shot for them. So I think this is fine. I mean, the real question here comes to whether Diz actually had him or not, and what was being called. So it's a matter of communication as well. But I don't think that's awful. It's really good. Let's not hop back. Ugh, yikes. Yeah, that's bad. Really good. Javion going into the post up slows down. Like it makes the guy jump. So he's on a timing mismatch, gets a standing dunk. It's all good. Wow. Yeah, this guy just holds on to the ball longer than most, right? I see him in the air, but it's a bail the whole way. That's why I don't know if I'm dropping for board or to contest or to switch. Does get us in rotation. This is a really good step by Diz. I'm able to step and get back. Oh, is that Javion on that side? Actually, that's really funny if it was. This is all good. We're a little slow on that cut. I mean, that happens, but got to be better. One thing, and we're still not doing a great job of this, is making sure that we're doing the freelance. It's about a week later, and it didn't happen in the runs today. It definitely didn't happen at all this game, and I was definitely hard on myself post game for not executing it. Let's see what happened back here in transition. Yeah, Javion's just slow. Javion just has to step in front when on his beat like this. I think not a good look. Yeah, I think Shots just thinks he has a spot in the midi here. Unfortunately, I think if he was a lefty shooter, this probably would have been like open or very lightly contested. Unfortunately, he's on the same side and he's the lock. Man, I'm looking to switch right. We give it up. We give up the blow by left. But this guy's just like too good to rotate like this. Um, because it's not correct that like if I guess it could be that Diz steps and odd switches low in this spot, but like our base strategy is to do this. I think this guy just plays differently than how most people play, where uh, we aren't going to be able to do that against him in future. We'll take it. Messy though. They got us on a reverse Fifi here. Yeah, Javion's just slow to come up. Like when you start playing super low on the back cuts, also you get more and more susceptible to that type of play call. This is really bad. Call Fifi. I shouldn't take the shot. I just don't get any movement that way. Um, yeah, tough. I think this is a good step. Javion's ready to get in front. I follow my rap while that's happening, so that this isn't responsible because he correctly went into the paint. This is a good follow on this cut. And I would say we, did a good job on that back cut, right? The initial contest was there, the secondary contest was there. We make them call a timeout. Obviously, it doesn't result in a missed shot, but I would say that was a stopped cut. That was good. Quarter defense. So we're down five. We're down five, but to me, thus far, the game feels more like an offensive issue. But it gets worse. This is as good as it gets, right? And I'm happy that like this is right. So like once he gets beat right, Diz is supposed to get in front. He's not in front, which is why Shots is chasing. I think he's maybe still supposed to just let Diz go for the chase down here. Regardless, I mean I'm aware of it at least, so I'm trying to play too. I mean this is not a great jump, but maybe I can convince myself that it had something to do with him missing. Um, yeah, I know you were looking to make that pass early, but it's a shame because you have a really good opportunity here to drive. I would have loved to see this via drive shots. This ended up working. That's good. I think I remember just calling that cut. Three. They Fifi us. Largely, we're able to guard it. I try to get in front. I'm not able to. He dashes through the paint. Again, this is just like learning an individual, and this is something we use for playoffs more. Like I don't mind that we hadn't like adjusted to this, even even the entirety of this game. But like, yeah, I expect anybody who's like if I was getting here, I'd be holding down the stick looking to get a dunk. Um, so that's why I jump, which I puts us further into rotation. Um, I think Odd loses track here of who he's actually guarding, which is this guy. Let me go back here. Not necessarily. I mean, like you can look at this picture and say that we know, right? Like to me, this is well, it's not clear. It's not clear who's supposed to be where. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I guess I don't blame Odd that much for going out to the right because very technically this is a drive right. I think it's reasonable for me to take it, and then when I take it, Shots is supposed to slide to where this guy is as he comes out. It's a tough rotation. Like this is not a common rotation, right? Where the lock is coming out of the paint, steps back in, and then like almost like double moves back in again. And then we lose track of who we're supposed to be guarding there, and that leads to a three on the kick out. There's an argument that on this last play that Diz is supposed to be taking this drop, not me. So I could be making a mistake here. Like I go in and I come out, and I'm trying to like follow this rule, right? Of like that, not even this rule, but like this principle of if we're in the paint, we're looking for excuses to stay in the paint. So when I see this happen, I'm like, ooh, okay, I get to slide in front of this now. But what's probably more, it's at least debatable that that orange should be me, Diz should be driver, shots should be corner. Um, And then at the same time, while all this is happening, which is partially what makes it so deadly, is that not only are they doing this thing where they're lifting out of the corner, Javion's playing low because he's trying to deny back cuts, but Javion is also getting screened by the big. So Javion has to fight over the screen by the big to get here. He's just here too late. I don't think that's like really his fault either. I will say though that like I bet it helps if Javion yells, "I'm getting like screen, screen, screen." Then like that gives Odd a chance to recover, right? Like if Javion is just saying that, and obviously Javion not speaking on mic is, going to limit his overall upside, I think, which is just unfortunate. This is good. This is fine. Really like this. So they know that we're helping from one away. So as he's going left and right like this, one we probably should have realized that he's like looking for something. This is like on second blush. This is really strange movement. But specifically, what he's looking for is he's looking for Odd to attach, and then he's going to send this cut. I think that's exactly what he was looking for here. And that's just like a really hard switch to make. And I mean, you don't expect guards. Like guards just aren't like consciously making that read in our system and finding like that kind of simple way to attack it very often. So I wonder how much more often that happens throughout the game. But it might just mean that. I mean, this is partially why we want to develop multiple looks, like legitimately develop multiple looks, whether it's 2-1-2 versus 1-2-2, or anything else. Even just like the micro adjustments, like showing different pick and roll coverages, whatever, so that we don't get read by PGs. I'll take that. Yeah, I cut from the hash. Is this off like a Fifi action, or how did they? No. Oh, it is. It's just a reverse Fifi that we don't play. Yeah. Okay. That happens. But I don't think again, like, thus far, I don't think we've been getting killed on back cuts. I don't think that's the primary issue. I think our offense is really kind of feels pretty stagnant. That's quite nice. That's a good shot. It doesn't feel awful. I mean, it feels like it's a close game. I like how Odd is playing him high. Does a really good job bumping him here. This is a reverse CT on the right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not ready to pick up for him. This is too high. We're both probably just too high on our individual men, and that leaves us vulnerable to that. So, and here it comes. Here's probably the moment where the frustrations are really paid off, and we're going to start giving up a lot of backdoors. This is all good isolation stuff. Nothing wrong here. Just want to see how they're moving off ball. Yeah. So I knew something was good here. So like my wrap kind of pulls two. So there's a moment here where he has the corner. I love Odd's cut here. Oh, that was so well timed. Oh, whether he goes into the post, whether he throws an oop, this guy's recovering to you from the hash to the corner. That is like an ideal time to cut. And if Javion happens to miss it, he's in perfect rebounding position. That is textbook. That was sick. Because I pulled two with my wrap, but not for long. Like they just did a good job reacting. All right, take over. They do a little screen out of the corner here, and we don't follow down all the way on the left side. Because I think, okay, I go to get in front. He comes back over towards Diz. Diz is still kind of on his back, and I know this is like a singular animation, so you're not like trying necessarily to stick there. But yeah, this is just ball watching on the opposite side, I'm assuming. Yeah. But also, this is the type of stuff we want to do to them, right? To other teams. But yeah, Odd just needs to be aware that the guy is like kind of wrap cutting behind him. Ugh, rough miss. Thank you, God, for wiping my ass. What I mean about my individual play, gotta sharpen up my shooting. This cut, I think we're able to stop it. Turns into a Fifi. We're able to stop it. This drive, we also have a good. I am able to get back and contest. This all seems good to me. This is really bad. We did too many of these, right? Like, let me see. Let me go back here. I mean, even just getting like the slight contest here is really good. I think we do a good job, all things considered. It's not perfect, but like it's reasonable. Um, Let me go back just one more. What really sets this whole thing in motion? Sorry, this is the turnover. Oh right, well I guess that's probably going to be what sets things in motion, huh? Yeah, we do a good job on this transition, right? But yeah, that's why we're so scrambled. He's coming to the right, jumping because he thinks it's a fade. I think it's a fade. I'm coming over from two away to contest said fade, which I probably shouldn't. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking midi fade as he's dribbling here, so I'm trying to make the read. But to be fair, shots like largely recognizes, gets at least a slight contest. Unfortunately, we don't get the rebound. This kick out. Both those jumps seem totally reasonable, and then in this spot, Odd's jump is totally reasonable as well. So I don't think I think that's just like okay, I think we actually like considering they got just a clean strip turnover at like the top of the key. I think that's a pretty hard possession for them. So I'm pretty happy about that. Like making them work. Shots. I just feel like you had more. Like I want. The thing is, I'm assuming your thought here is actually I don't know. I think you think your guy is going to follow you. I think this guy is particularly he's going to actually make this rotation, which is going to kind of like fry you when you would take this step back. I just think a little bit of under aggression, under aggression, because this guy's in your way. I totally get that, but if you engage him, you can like really get Diz more open here. This is okay. Oh, I fucked this up somehow. Yikes! Yeah. I mean, in my defense, I shouldn't be doing this, and like this is the type of turnover we need to cut out as well, where we turn over a lot on these offensive rebound plays. Yeah, and that's the lock. I'm just trying to get it to shots, and I had no point to see where shots is. So like, to be fair, shots is running back into the locks line there because like I have nowhere of knowing where shots is. So like if shots runs this way, maybe towards the hash, maybe that doesn't get picked off that way. But I probably shouldn't be blind throwing that to shots or anyone else, regardless, right? The rule is dribble it out if you can. If we're in a freelance with no play called, we dribble it out and otherwise we pass it out, and that breaks that rule. So costly turnover. I follow through here. Javion follows. He's able to defend it. This is all good. This is all good. This is a switch. We're just too slow. Diz is able to help, but yeah, just like Javion, too slow. Recognizing that this is a switch and playing too low. If there's a risk that you're going to have to switch onto the PG with D Bomber, you just can't be playing this low, and it just takes you way too long to like even these like two steps this way. Either you're like late recognizing that you need to switch and you're trying to get to him, but he's already sliding, or you take these steps because you're trying to actually follow, not realizing that a switch is coming. Um, Good on Diz to be thinking about helping there. I wonder if Diz has higher block if he's able to get a better contest. Like if Diz has the Legend Challenger and all the block rating he's supposed to, I bet he gets like a 10% Legend Challenger contest there as opposed to a 4% Silver Challenger contest, and that might be enough for him to not make that shot. Um, those kind of things matter. We'll take it. Tight window, but we'll take it. It doesn't feel like the offense is coming easy, though, for sure. This is cut off the hash again. But again, this is, we're going to start giving, yeah, it's tough. I mean, like, we're going to be susceptible to cuts when he has deep bomb because we have to play high and blitz. So this is the cut. I give it up. I should be ready for this. I'm playing too close to my guy. I get why Diz is where he is. I think this is too high. I think this is too high here. Like, you let this guy get behind you. I feel like, especially with how good of a passer this guy is, if I follow this early enough or play low enough to be in position to take this, I feel like I'm really giving something up. And especially because the ball is directed to the left side here, I think you're just playing too high. Like, you just get, Gray just gets behind you. It's not this possession, sorry. Wow, I went back really far, huh? What the fuck? Oh my god, I went back like 5 possessions. Holy shit. Alright, the code is, if anyone is listening and wants to prove it, I guess, I don't know. Message me, we must play lower. Message, we must play lower if you got to this point. I don't even necessarily believe that, like, wholeheartedly. I think we're doing a good job straddling the line, but yeah, in this particular instance, even if I'm lower, it becomes difficult for me to take this cut because like this isn't going to make a credible rotation when he's playing this far high. Yeah, I think I do a decent job trying to get my body into him. Honestly, like I don't think it's like awful. This is good. This is completely out of system. This cut. I mean, I think it was there. He wasn't ready for it, but it's still out of system. Again, this is just like really bad. We're just not executing the freelance. This top person, so the entire freelance, and we need to. I've mentioned it like a couple times now that we need to start calling freelance when anyone sees that we're about to be in freelance to like know what the motions are, because we just need to get to the point where we're executing this with some amount of consistency when it comes up, because I swear we get to this alignment 5 to 10 times a game. So if we're running the same play 5 to 10 times, essentially we should run it correctly. Diz does a good job. Diz, to his credit, and this isn't the first time in this, he knows to shake up. That's really good. This is perfect. He gets 2 on ball. What I'm supposed to do, well, what the 2 top defenders are supposed to do, is Javion is supposed to flare me while this is happening, and then Odd, the opposite corner, and again, this would be true if Shots or anyone else is driving from the right side, the opposite corner is trying to sink into this space. Um, Instead, I cut, which is open in this particular case, but that's not what Shots is looking for. In fact, this is space that Shots is generally going to be looking for himself. But we'll take that. But it's tough, the offense. It's not smooth. It's not clean for sure. I don't love. Actually, you know what? I don't hate it. I was gonna say I don't love Diz fighting over the screen, but I think Shots might be a little bit too low. I think he might need to threaten this jump. We played this Fifi well, and we know that like one of the like okay, so we jump at the guy in the corner. and he starts running, we know he's looking to fade against the momentum of the jump. Both shots and Javion realize that. They're able to get there to contest it. That's really good. This is okay. I think obviously it's best if Odd stays out. I don't I don't hate this. Like I see why you would go here, but I think a fundamental part of what inspires Odd to take this cut is that he is unconfident taking this corner three, and I think that it would be better for him to be in the corner here because I don't think the middle is actually available. Kind of evidenced by the fact that the center gets there. And even if the middle does become available, I think it's more important for Odd to like what really needs to happen is that like maybe Javion should be like trailing into that space, etc. But it's not awful. It's unfortunate because like that feels like so after this like in this moment you would expect this possession to average like 1.8 to 2 points on average, right? Sometimes you make most of the time you're going to take and make a three here. A lot of times you're going to take and make a dunk here. Sometimes you'll miss either, but like the expected value from this position is like really high. So having this turn into a transition opportunity for the opponents is like pretty tough. We're able to cover that one though. That's good. Rotations are good. I mean, he makes end of the clock three here. I know Dizzy and I have been struggling with these end of the clock jumps, where we've kind of played to the clock, but the clock is slightly longer than we're expecting. But in general, I feel all these rotations are fine, right? Okay, so this hash cut comes. We're consistently getting beat on this hash cut. I think Shots is beat on this hash cut. I am supposed to slide, I would say, in front of this, and Shots is supposed to peel out, which he does. While that's happening, Diz is supposed to cover here. And part of the and I'm doing something theoretically out of system too. I know that this is my guy, and I'm also hearing the clock, which is why I run away from him because I'm like, fuck it, they're not going to be able to do anything with this 3-on-2, and I try to come here. Unfortunately, I mean, Slayer's just really patient with the ball, right? He's going to make the right read, and he takes the extra step after Diz jumps and I jump at him to make this three. I mean, I think that's just like a good play. Frankly, we can play it better, but I'm not too miffed about that. I would say, unfortunately, I think to this point, we're down 10, but it kind of feels like that's kind of how it's supposed to be. I feel like our offense has come harder. It feels like it's been easier for them. We have more turnovers. I don't remember all of them. I'd have to go through. One of them was dribbling off their foot. I think I did that as well once. Yeah, they just have fewer of them. They have more second chances. We are 8-8 in rebounds, but as you can tell, we have 25 possessions. They have 28. They are 10 of 15 in the paint. It feels less, frankly. I feel like we've done a good job. I think we've dissuaded a lot of shots in the paint, but haven't they like shots they haven't actually ended up taking, which is like to their to their credit for the most part. I got beat on this back cut. Start the quarter. If you fee me, it's bad. Sorry. It's a good midi. The wrap comes, they switch it. The wrapper cuts, they follow it. He goes to set a screen. They're able to play it, cut on the opposite side while that's happening, and it works. I mean, that's unfortunate. Notably, I don't know if it's just like happenstance, but they do cut, and this happened to me on the first play as well, where the cut happens right when I step to the corner, so he immediately cuts against momentum. Watch when this cut happens from the corner. Right as Javion takes one little step here, immediate cut. And Javion's in pretty good position, gets a bit of a bump. This is only a shooting guard. I don't know his height, but like not a crazy. And like Javion's not that strong or that big. He's on one of our offensive 6'11s, but it's like that one step that lets that. And I don't even know if this is intentional, if it's just like horrible timing, or if it's like instinctual on there. But like cuts at the perfect time, given Javion's good but not great defense to be able to score. Nice. I'm really glad Javion still took that. Does my guy double here? Is that why? No. I don't know. I'm just bad. I mean, I guess it does look like Javion's cut off, so I think this is reasonable. It's funny that Javion just like he says, "Get the fuck out of my way" to me and the defender, and just really takes this to town. Another thing too is that this is a game where a lot of times I don't know if this is the shooting guard or if this is the I think this is the point guard. I do feel like the point guard a lot of the time is on shots this game. I don't know if I haven't been paying enough attention. That's really bad considering I'm doing a review. But yeah, just like and sometimes it doesn't matter, like it can't just be like, oh, Shots has the point guard on him, Shots needs to be scoring, or Shots needs to be aggressive, right? If it's not there or he's not feeling it or whatever, that's one thing. But I think that's like what makes this game feel so bogged down, is that we're not generating offense. And I mean, like right there, like we threw it to Javion matched up against the lock, who averages 3.5 steals a game to create, and he was able to, which is good. But that's why these possessions are difficult. Yeah, I see. So they're just in 3-2. That's what I thought. So they're in 3-2 with the lock up top middle, but which should be to our benefit, right? Because uh, we don't often attack from the middle necessarily. It's tough. I don't hate this. Maybe if this is a no dip, it works. Javion's crash is really good, and he's rewarded for a good crash. And then this is I remember Shots calling out can't do the cross court passes anymore. So this is the second turnover. That was my second turnover, right? My first turnover I dribbled it off someone's foot. My second turnover I threw it out of the post on an offensive rebound, or just I got deep post position and ended up throwing it out. So this is where it like really feels like it starts getting away from us. Wow, he even holds it, which makes sense. And chase here is the worst one. Yeah, my chase is the worst one here. Slayer is coming back in transition, gets a three. All right, 15. I say as if I don't know how it's going to end. That was so sick. Yeah, that was just good. That was good. Hey, they switch it. They switch it back. Shots plays in the lane. Great. It's a transition take. Cool. This all seems good. Nice. I mean, I think these guys are really are good. Surprised they aren't doing even better in the league, honestly, after having played them. This is me not rotating down, and God, he just holds the ball for so long. He's like fully committed to. I still think we're supposed to slide in front, but the biggest difference is that we're not supposed to jump at this guy in particular. Make him prove to us that he's actually going to take a shot. So it's like this jump. That's the. I mean, I don't get in front. Shots ends up chasing him in, which is fine, all things considered. But I then jump at him thinking that he has position, which like he might have position, but like yeah, and then good on. I mean, he misses a shot. We're honestly lucky. Odd does a good job trying to get a contest. It's hard to say. Like it could be totally the case that Odd's jump, even if he doesn't register contest, is what makes him miss that shot. Um, and I remember saying that Shots has this guy in a box, and I largely think he's right. Right, like this guy's 6 of 7, but like not a lot of it is on his own stuff. I will say that I think he had like he has multiple of his assists could have just been free dunks. To this point, I would say he has 3 of them where if he wanted to take the dunk, he would just have it. Like if he were a point guard in our system, we would say just take the dunk. Um, let's see how we lose this. This is a switch. Odd's jump is bad. I don't know if he's like trying to change icons or something, but yeah, it's just a bad jump. And he tries to get back, but not quite. Well, that's where we lose that cut. I'm not doing a lot of prescriptive stuff in this game. I mean, I think that they just played really well. I kind of felt this in the game too. Like, I think the things that would need to this is a really good call for the Dex back, and we miss it. It's unfortunate. He gets the ball back. That's really good. Really good crash from Odd. This is tough. We're able to get to positions in transition. That's all pretty good. His position inside is good. Look how fast he calls timeout for his teammate. I think this guy might just be like really good. Like I'm pretty impressed with his defense on a small guard. He's obviously a fantastic passer. He's able to shoot. Like I'm not saying that you didn't do a good job on him shots by any means, but I think he's like legitimately good. And I think when we get into like I think like it sounded like you were getting into the headspace of this guy is so bad. How are we losing? And I think that's just like a really bad headspace to be in. Like I think that's like a very losing headspace. At the very least, even if it's not, it was a headspace that like made me really unhappy. Like not like with you necessarily, but like I remember thinking to myself, just like I just want to get out of this game, even though this isn't like a lost game. Like this isn't lost at this point. But like it had this feeling of you were telling us that we're all just so bad because you're doing a great job locking him down and we're losing this game for you type deal. And not only is that just like inherently rude if that's the implication, but like also I don't think it's like particularly correct. Um, I don't think it's like a correct analysis of his abilities. Uh, I think you can just tell by the timing of the plays he calls, like his ability to be passive with the ball and hold on until like the last moment. Like that's like a very like high level playmaking thing in my opinion that he deserves like individual credit for. Um, yeah, yeah, and none of that is to say that you didn't do a good job on him in isolation defense, but I took it some kind of way when you were saying that. We fucked this up. This just looks fucked. Let's one more time. What happens on the off ball side here? Oh, I see. We miss this, so we miss this off an inbound. So we're just not covering the big on the inbound, right? I see. Yeah. So this is this. So we okay. So this ends up with us getting fucked up on the right side, but this starts, in my opinion, with someone fucking up on the left side. Someone is not. This needs to be communicated who is taking the big in this situation. Both of you think you're going out here. Diz and I both see this and feel like we need to react. This makes us. I don't know. I mean, like we could have played better here, but I think this is like a massive distraction in terms of us playing good defense. I don't know how also this wrap comes and Diz feels like he wants to slide in front of it. in this particular situation, it's kind of rough, even though that's our scheme because like it's the wrap is happening from all the way off the inbound side. So like shots is never actually making it out here. I'm too low. Like I'm not in a position to step up on this. So I don't know. We give up a free. We give up a three. It's on our side. Jury's out in my opinion as to whether that's like our fault. But like I don't even care about like I don't want it to be like a is that our fault type of thing. But I think this kind of goes back to the shots thing. Like the like language or this feeling that some people aren't pulling their weight kind of demands that to some respect. Um, and also, I just want to show, like, right, that was a shot that last possession. That shot was a shot that happened on the right hash that I think was largely, and I don't, I mean, I could look at the comms, but I think was largely due to somebody's fuck up on the left side. And this is why I like, and the shot chart just can't tell you otherwise. And I'm not saying that Diz and I couldn't have played that better, right? Like Diz and I could have communicated who was actually picking this up, and if I knew that Diz wanted to go low, then I should have been up. And then regardless, when shots gets beat on the wrap, Diz is picking up. I should be in position to step up. I shouldn't be low, like in between the cut and the hash. Like I should. It's probably maybe it's my fuck up. Maybe like at the end of the day, I'm the one who fucked up the most on it. But this is also what like helping your teammates out means, right? Like I made the fuck up on that play, but I don't think I was put into an easy or like into a position to succeed by how the rest of the team played it on that defensive possession or whatever. This is tough. Yeah, I think we're already kind of in silly season here. This is obviously not a good shot. Um, Game's not over, but like, yeah, that shot kind of makes it feel like it is. I know you're just trying to get something going on. It's not necessarily on you, but it's a bad shot. This is okay. We pick up here. We're lucky that this is enough contest. We don't grab a rebound. It's tough. I do feel like we kind of have given up already, though. Three on the left, four on the left. It takes us a little while to get here. Do I give up this back cut? I might, but am I supposed to leave this corner guy? I think that what happens here is that we don't shift quick enough with the movement of the people, right? Diz needs to realize there's two here. Everyone needs to be like this. Everyone needs to be farther over. Diz is up. Perhaps he's scared of it, but like ultimately, I think Diz is just like probably made a wrong read here that he's supposed to be in corner on this, and Shots is supposed to be here, and Odd is supposed to be here, so that I can more comfortably take this cut. But yeah, I don't feel too bad about that. That's me not taking a wide enough wrap. Kind of ends up to our benefit. Good on Diz to be ready. This is a good follow down. This is all really good. Wraps are coming. Deck's back. Javion's still on it. Plays the D book well. Follows him out. Shots is still on his. Yep. Same with Odd. He's in a ball pickup. Oh no, I thought he was. Yeah. I mean, this is all really good. That's great defensive possession. Good job, y'all. That's such a sick no dip. Like fucking incredible, amazing. This is all really good. The jump is really good. Yeah. Okay. I mean, 9 point game. Like it's not fucked. I'm kind of waiting for it to get like super fucked, but it isn't super fucked yet. 7 point game. And again, it's funny watching this back, and I don't I haven't like I'm not re-listening to the comms, Maybe I should do that. I just don't want to. I don't want these to be convoluted, like with so many people talking. But like this video does have comms if people want to listen to them. Um, Remember, by the way, that the code is must play lower or something like that. But it's frustrating because I rewatched this game like from a less emotional standpoint, and I feel like we can still win. Like just like from a like it feels like we've been outplayed this game, but that we are in position to like potentially still win. And I don't think it felt like that in the game at the moment. I remember like really starting jacking up a lot of shots myself. At this point, I feel like I was probably talking less. Also, frankly, this like it's people I get on other people for saying that like, oh, my mood has like negatively affected their mood, and I know like a lot of the discourse lately has been with shots' mood affecting other people's mood negatively. um, but at the end of the day, like it's not like I am like not I'm in control of my own emotions. I can choose to some degree to like let how Shots is feeling get to me or not. It's not as though Shots is saying anything particularly inflammatory. It's just that it's the same. I think it's largely the same thing that happens when other people say that I am like negatively affecting their mood and therefore like affecting the team. Is that we have when things are going well, it's so much. So much of it is because of Shots talking that when suddenly that's gone, the absence of it it feels like this massive problem. And I think it doesn't just feel like this massive problem; it is this massive problem. And I think largely that's the issue in no shots, no me lineups is that we just don't end up talking on offense. So I think whether it was a just like not going to be a good day for Shots, whether it's like a team that hadn't figured out whether if whether it's because Shots needs to be more aggressive or whatever. At the end of the day, the offense still needs to be better. And like a lot of little things are happening okay to like keep us moving along. And this is a low possession game, as we'll see when the box scores at the end come up. But like, it needs to be on everyone. It can't just be I'm sitting here and I feel defensive because of kind of like how I felt during the game and whatever. I'll freely admit that. But at the end of the day, like I need to take a big part of the responsibility of why the offense wasn't working. And I think these guys are good defenders. I think they're like ready to play a team like us. But I think the offense was like really kind of poo poo butthole in this game, and I and it's scary when it feels like that. Not because like we're not hitting shots or whatever, but just like, because it's hard to like find shots because like that means that we have to like go face to face with this idea that we might not be that good. Um, but I don't know. I guess that's neither here nor there. This is a Fifi. We play it pretty well. They've Fifi and reverse Fifi us a lot. I think for the most part we're playing them well. Right, like 56. Like they end up scoring like 80 in this game or something. That's such a rough miss, man. That's such a rough miss. Whew. This is a good little. Like I ghost this. He gets me the ball. I'm open. That's good enough. I mean, I need to hit the shot. That's all there is to it. We do a good job switching our assignments. Of course, they realize again. I think this is to his credit. He realizes immediately. Diz is probably the best person to get cut on. Diz is playing a little bit too high here. But like I think this is credit to their PG, I don't think it's like no skill at all, bro. Because we would know, like I'm sure we miss a lot of those, and this guy just doesn't miss those. It's okay, not over yet. 9. That's so tough. I wonder if I was ready to make the extra to odd because the slip works, but the corner guy is able to get to it, and if I'm able to catch this cleanly, I obviously have the kick. Instead, it turns into kind of a turnover. We play it well though. Really unfortunate we don't get the. That's tough. And he's taking a fader. It's an easy fader, right? That catch and shoot fader right to the line, but it's a tough one. It's definitely a missable shot, and he doesn't miss it. That takes it to 12. I remember that was a frustration shot. It goes. I think I'd take a handful of frustration shots, like I said here towards the end of the game. Also, because I wasn't paying attention to it in this review, but I think I was very close to deep for most of the third quarter, and I just ended up not touching the ball, which got me frustrated because that's like you need to do a better job at like if someone's calling, and we do a better job at like watching everyone's takes and and actually like getting it and like trying to use someone's takeover as like a fulcrum to get offense going. Because like we kept saying, and I think we said it in like kind of a derogatory way about like, oh, this guy only ever shoots when he has takeover, but like that's great. Like honestly, that's smart. That's like we should also only shoot when we have takeover, and we should be trying to like use play around this mechanic that's in the game that encourages the hot hand to get fed more and stuff like that. So you know yeah, and then on this cut here, I mean, this has gotten so much better at playing inside. I think I know that they felt like there was some miscommunications. I think they might actually like come up even later. Like there's really not a ton of them. I think for the most part, Diz and I are doing okay here. Um, but this is the first time they cut off of Diz's hash. I think maybe inspired by what happened here on the left corner off of the transition. Um, and yeah, I think this is why we need block. Yeah, yeah. Just if Diz ever gets behind because of the way his build is right now, that he's just he has no chance. I felt pretty good. I agree in the timing. MIDI fade here. We get a hand on it. I like the crash, and I like that Diz crashes, doesn't get a box, but then runs out and is able to contest this. That was actually really sick. This is all really good. 7. But look how, and this is kind of what I mean about the takeover thing, right? Like, whatever. I have like 9 points. I'm 4 of 7, 0 of 1 from 3 before this point. But look at just like how having takeover makes people play me different. I mean, admittedly, I just like took a snatchback 32 footer on them, but I get them both to come up to me, which just like creates this like very easy opportunity for Diz, and I'm really glad that he like takes it. So like, yeah, yeah, it's good. The switch is good. Switch back. Good try. Just want to recognize it a little sooner. Like at this point, I'd already want Odd to like. I think Odd ends up chasing a little bit over this. Yeah, it's just a little bit too slow. Javion is able to take this potentially, and I'd have and switch it again. I mean, this is. I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's not like he hasn't heard this before, but I'm sure Javion sees this. If Javion says, "My drop, I'm taking it," it gives Odd a chance to come out. But if that doesn't get said, all Javion can do is really stunt and recover because he's still responsible for the corner man. Odd has to block. He gets on animation. It's not impossible for him to get that block, but it's very high percentage shot for them. They just play it well off the pick and roll. So, yeah, I had that. To be fair, I think it's like kind of how the catch, like he gets pulled behind me, and I'm like touch passing this. Nice, but that's still fast point. 7, still here. Double switches here. This gets there. Shots correctly follows the low. Was this guy setting screens for the wraps? The switches are here. I remember wanting to get in front of this guy because he has Diz on his back, but Diz doesn't really have anywhere to rotate out to. This would be great. If shots goes up, Diz goes out. This would be sick. Oh, yeah, my bad. I remember doing this, but I didn't remember as I was just walking through that play. That's a dagger. I just want to help, guys. I'm trying to help. I just want to help. I just want to help. No one said anything to me about this, so I appreciate that. I know how everyone was feeling when this happened. Yeah. To be sure, he holds on to the ball for fucking ever. He's really good. He's really good. Like, you mean this isn't a shot for him? This isn't a like. I'm thinking like this is a dump off for him. Like, oops, might be. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so they end up so the total score ends up. I think it feels like the defense was worse than it actually was. I think the defense was actually quite good. The pace really picked up at the end of this game. Like, we started going very fast. They were able to like this is just a tough one. Obviously, we want Odd to try to get in front of that, but like it's all happening very fast. It's kind of whatever. And again, the mood was already kind of shot at this point. It didn't feel like we like. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of shot because I fucked up and gave up that corner three. If I don't give up that corner three, I think that we feel a little more. We feel like we have a little more. Like, yeah, I give up a back door here. I don't know. At this point, like I'm assuming I'm scared of him taking a three, and I'm trying to step up or at least throw this. Oh, I'm trying to not get killed on the wrap. I mean, it doesn't matter. I get killed by everything. Yeah, like this is bad. Okay, I gave up a backdoor cut. It's true. Like, and it's not the only one I gave up. And I know that you're not talking to me and about me when you said the backdoor cut thing, but I remember not feeling that this game was about backdoor cuts when it happened, and I think I feel that way as well after this. Yeah, I think we just ran up against a good team. We're tentative on offense for a lot of the game, uh, and didn't do a good job adjusting to a hyper pass first PG. So that's maybe the big thing I want to say is that um, we talked a lot in this game about like just letting shots die, um, which is fine and is a way to play this for sure. It's a lot better when you're ahead, obviously. Um, but I'm personally not too sad about how we played defense. The thing that you want to do when so we are so built. Let me just get to a defensive position where we're like um, where we're all just kind of like chilling in our base spots. So the thing I think you want to do against a pass first PG, this is not a great possession example because he has deep bomber. So like that changes not only how he plays but his threat ranges and whatever. But assume he doesn't have deep bomber. And if we play these guys in the playoffs, this is probably like how we're gonna think about it. Is that we have built our system to help onto the PG, help onto the main ball handler so often, and I think that we do let whoever is guarding the ball handler at a given time, whether that's the main ball handler up top and Shots is guarding him, whether they're isolating out of the corner, whatever, and like Javion is guarding him in that case. Any of that is fine, but it's not that we don't help, but it's who we help on and where we load up to. So, okay, instead of playing, if you're a hash guy, instead of playing between hash and the PG, and I realize is that you're partly going to be doing this because he has deep bomber, even though I think that, we can't let him get behind us quite like this. But I get why you would want to play higher in this particular case. But in general, against the more pass first guy, you still want to help. I think our system is still built on helping, but it's about helping on off-ball actions, right? It's loading the defense in such a way that we are ready to help each other on off-balls. So, like, if Diz is lower and in better position to cover mine, I can be lower on the baseline, both helping me get better position on covering my own cut, but also in position to help Diz if Diz gets back cut on. Um, and I think that's the main change that we need to make against a guy like this. Like, okay, like just the same way on offense you would spread it out and give it to a guy in an isolation. Um, if we think that we have a favorable matchup, our individual defender against the person they want to isolate with, then that's perfect. And if we think that when that person's isolating, the real threats are the guys around him because he's going to make passes and stuff like that, then we load up and change. Again, this kind of goes to the idea of macro versus micro. So I think in this game, all we really came up with was that we need to let shots die. And that didn't feel correct to me, but I couldn't like articulate what I couldn't figure out what the solution was, and I think this is the solution. I think the solution now, after having more time to think about it, is that we are supposed to play significantly lower, shift our micro positioning to help on perimeter actions, be ready, for Fifis and stuff like that. Even if that weakens our ability to help, um, coming up to a ball, to a ball handler. Um, I think press would have helped against this guy a lot. We just didn't see a lot of super capable ball handling out of anybody else on the team. So I would have liked to see this guy, whether it's taking time off the clock because they had a lot of long possessions and they were able to maintain stamina and like mental stamina, like focus throughout those possessions and like find like late clock things to do, which is typically one of our strengths, right? But I think that's like a particular strength of this team. So killing clock, I think, is important against them. On top of that, if we ever do get the ball out of this guy's hands, that feels like a bigger win against this team than others. And it's not as though he's like some sort of incredible dribbler where he's like really making us pay by blowing by us in press. So the fact that we didn't get any press this game, I think, that's a big problem, and I think that falls onto Odd and Diz. Currently, we like James is kind of like the backbone of the press, at least in terms of the like calling of it, and if James isn't in the game, it feels like it's impossible to get press. And it feels like it's still really difficult to get effective press unless James and I are in the game together playing the hash D corner role. Um, so I know that's something we've been beating the drum on a lot, but we just got to do better there. Yeah, overall, hopefully this is helpful, and I'll move on to game 3 here soon.